Oh God, I'm gonna come.
3, 2, 1. Slut Shack, baby, Slut Shack. Slut Shack, baby, Slut Shack.
Meows on cue.
You seen Full Metal Alchemist before? Because you showed it to me, and I know you have.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You wanted to talk about it.
Are we recording right now?
Yeah, we're recording.
Oh, okay.
This is all on the record.
On the record. Okay, so I won't spoil anything. But how many episodes in are you now? 2 episodes in? 2 or
3, yeah.
Okay.
I got to the part where spoiler alert for a show that's been out for forever, but he he accidentally killed his little brother and then turned him into a robot.
I mean, Al's not really a robot, but he's in a suit of armor. His soul's tied to a soul.
Okay.
A suit of armor.
Okay. Well, did you watch it or did I? You're asking me about me watching it.
Well, for all the audience out there that knows what's coming up soon here, in the next few episodes, this is gonna be
more robots.
This is a rite of passage for anime watchers. I believe it's either episode 4 or 5 of this.
Oh, is it something brutal?
It's heavy. It's
heavy.
It's you'll see.
Okay.
We'll get there when we get there.
Sounds good.
Speaking of heavy, and in this case more hot and heavy, how about we go into our story for the day?
Sounds good. Well, first, I'm Cinnamon.
And I'm Coco.
And this is Slut Shack. What are we reading today?
So today we're reading a story that we picked up from, I believe this is Archive of Our Own. The story is called I'm Glad You Came, by Nori Wagon. And the summary is the Duolingo Owl is getting that scrub dadoosie.
Yes. We read the first chapter. Summary seems a little bit misleading, but we'll talk about that later. Also, a call to all listeners. If you have written a story that you want us to read, please let us know at slutshackx@gmail.com. All one word, no punctuation, underscores, anything. Just slutshackx@gmail.com. Thank you. Now, let's get into it.
Okay.
First off, the title. I'm glad you came. Being the operative word. It's foreshadowing. It was actually a literary tool they used right in the title.
Does that make it a pun?
Does it make it a pun?
I don't know. Does it?
I guess.
I think so.
Okay. So what were your overall thoughts on the first chapter?
So I guess we can kind of walk through the story, the plot,
the thick
plot. So our story starts with Duolingo, or the Duo Owl, I guess.
He's at Duolingo headquarters. Scrub Daddy is visiting to collaborate.
So so I'm gonna keep it real here. I know in my head it was Scrub Daddy when we were initially looking at the story, but for whatever reason I was thinking Mr. Clean.
It made a lot more sense to you because it made no fucking sense to me.
Well, okay, so I was thinking Mr. Clean up until like the second or whatever paragraph, and then I was like, oh, this is or actually it was where he is surprised when seeing the intriguing sponge. That's when it clicked for me, like at the end of the first yeah, that he was a sponge. So it clicked by the end of the first paragraph. I was like, oh, we're talking about the sponge, not the bald dude.
Yeah.
So I got it eventually. But when we were first talking about the story, or about reading the story, I was like, oh, it's going to be the bird with the man, but it's the bird with the sponge.
Yeah.
Which was much different than what I was anticipating.
Yeah, a man and a sponge have a lot different qualities and appendages. Just noting that for later.
Okay, yeah.
I also love. I had to highlight this in the story that the first time, or like second time or third time, the name Scrub Daddy was used. The writer just gave up on typing Scrub Daddy. Just saw it as not worth it and just abbreviated it to SD.
Yeah,
So it just says SD in parentheses Scrub Daddy.
So the overall plot here, obviously, right, is Scrub Daddy comes to visit, and then
He comes.
and then eventually, they go up to, was it a room or an office or whatever?
Yeah,
and
Duo's
then
office.
Duo's office, have sex, and eventually they come. But
There's also they get to headquarters, they go up an elevator, they get to Duo's office, and then they fuck.
And so that's the general gist of the
That's
story.
the whole plot.
But obviously we went through, we made a lot of notes, and so let's kind of go down some of the highlights here. So the one I have highlighted first after the Scrub Daddy abbreviations is he shakes Duo's hand with a huge smile on his face.
As usual. He always has a huge
smile on his face. But like, he's shaking hands and he's doing all this like, stuff. Like, does Scrub Daddy have hands? Is there a Scrub Daddy body that I'm not aware of here? Like,
oh, I like your comment on the Google Doc. It says, "Is there a frowning version I'm not aware of?"
yeah, like
He's always smiling.
he's always smiling. He's a happy little man. Sponge.
Duo wasn't excited to collaborate with him, but seeing Scrub Daddy's smile made him feel warm and silly.
Yeah, more like Duo was into that. He was more like hot and horny, Catching my drift there.
Oh, I'm catching your drift. Also, because everyone calls Duolingo Dua Lipa, the fic naturally had the obligatory Dua Lipa. No, I'm fucking it up. Dua Lipa reference. So apparently, getting to spend so much time with Scrub Daddy and getting to know him made Duo develop such a big crush on him that was very different from his celebrity crush Dua Lipa. They just had to throw that in there. Moving on.
Is a silly yet caring personality? Is that
Red flag.
That's Duo's personality in this, right?
All green flags are now red. Everything is red.
Everything is red. So, yeah, we have this moment here where Duo feels seen by Scrub Daddy, and for his silly yet caring personality, and then Duo immediately invites our little sponge here up to his office for a little chat.
Yeah, so they go up the elevator, and then when they get off the elevator, Duo takes Scrub Daddy's hand and guides him to his office. When the fuck did Scrub Daddy get hands?
Yeah, there's got to be some body here in this
SpongeBob
universe.
is the only sponge with hands I'm aware of.
Yeah, I can't think of any other sponges with hands. Maybe apart from him and his parents, SpongeBob's parents.
Yeah. You highlighted this part here. It's very cozy. You got any snacks? Scrub Daddy asks.
Yeah, where?
excitedly.
So the hands, but like also if Scrub Daddy's
There's no
eating,
hands. There's no stomach.
There's no stomach. There's no body. Like, where did the snacks go?
Just wait for what else Scrub Daddy has. You would never guess. So yeah, Duo has some in his mini fridge. So he gets up and bends down to get some snacks in the mini fridge. Are you available on the menu? Scrub Daddy gets up and slaps Duo's ass when he's bent down. He says with a grin on his face.
You wrote the same thing?
Yeah, I'm still peeved about the no hands thing.
How does he slap him with no hands?
Yeah.
So Scrub Daddy's obviously got a bod of some sort. We'll have to look up a Scrub Daddy body.
Yeah. And then apparently Scrub Daddy says Scrub Mommy's and I relationship is purely for publicity. Ouch. Maybe she also has another Scrub Mommy, or there's a female owl out there. Anyways, besides, I want you to give me a Spanish lesson. He grabs Duo's hips and presses himself against him. Duo can feel a bulge in Scrub Daddy's crotch area. He's hard.
Yeah, I
His
think
crotch area. Why don't they just say his crotch? A crotch is an area.
I loved your comment here, kind of going back to your summary confusion there.
I thought he was, the summary says the Duolingo Owl is getting that Scrub Daddy. So I thought the Duolingo Owl would take his penis and put it in Scrub Daddy's mouth or eyes or something. Because that's all he has. He has holes for eyes and holes for a mouth. A hole is a hole.
A hole's a hole. But no.
Scrub Daddy sprouted a sponge penis. So he has hands, a stomach, a penis. Like, I need a visual on this alternate universe Scrub Daddy. There's no dadussy.
There's no dadussy.
It's a daddiness. Anyways.
And then we go into our little...
Duo gives him a little Spanish lesson. But Scrub Daddy's like, oh, I already know a little Spanish. Te quiero.
He gives him the basics from Google Translate.
Yeah.
And then, they start unbuttoning each other's shirts.
Wait, Duo doesn't wear a shirt either. Anyways, I'm going to let all this slide.
This is obviously an alternate universe.
Are you sure, though?
Are
you sure it's AU? Seems pretty canon to me.
I mean, neither of them wear shirts as far as I'm aware of.
I don't think so, yeah.
Duolingo bugs me on my phone all the time. Like, Duo the freaking owl. I've never seen him wear a shirt. Well, maybe I'm missing something.
Well, Duo says he says good job at Scrub Daddy's attempt at Spanish. And then Scrub Daddy says, that just turns me on. Duo says, you're into that? And Scrub Daddy's like, yes, I have a bit of a praise kink.
I always like a good praise kink. I think that's always funny.
Yeah.
And then we have, all of a sudden.
Well, if you think about it, Duolingo's a little bit of a dominatrix, isn't he? He's kind of demanding, like, come back and get your lesson. I'm going to murder you, you know.
Honestly, Duolingo, like, the owl just kind of pisses me off. If anything, I don't do the lessons just to spite the owl. So
yeah.
Maybe that's a personal problem I have.
Maybe instead of getting someone with a praise kink, Duolingo needs someone with, like, a brat kink.
The brat kink?
Yeah, like, no, I'm not going to do that. Slap me.
Oh, my gosh. And then Scrub Daddy starts taking his belt off.
Well, he's like, you know what? Fuck the Spanish lesson. I can't hold it in anymore. Duo's completely naked at this point, as he usually is, but whatever. Why did you highlight this? Oh, Duolingo aversion? Question mark.
Yeah.
Now,
because Scrub Daddy asked me, like, is this your first time? And the Duo's like, maybe? Like, so... Duo's just is he a virgin or has he just not been with a man before?
A sponginess.
Or a sponge before.
the daddiness.
The daddiness. But then Scrub Daddy comes back in with like, I'm gonna show you how to have a good time. And then, you got any lube? Like,
why would a sponge have lube? He would just soak it all up.
I think that's the point.
He needs to just drench himself in lube to the point where he can...
Oversaturated in lube.
Yeah. Super saturated daddiness.
And then he takes the lube.
Wait, I love your comment on this. You got any lube? You said, ha, gay. Yeah, this is kind of gay, isn't it?
Well, I thought so.
Scrub Daddy to top.
I thought it was gay.
I thought the Duolingo Owl would top.
That too, but I thought it was gay, and then I won't spoil the ending. But then I'm confused now.
You're confused. I'm confused. My sexuality is now confused.
Okay, let's keep reading here. So Scrub Daddy starts fingering Duo's ass, and his fingers are covered in lube, and then he fingers Duo's ass, and then he keeps keeps sticking fingers in, and eventually we got
Oh,
this.
also, just so you know, Duo's ass is tight.
Well, he hasn't done this before, so makes sense. And then he continues entering fingers, and my little comments in there is we got the multi-finger combo. So I was just thinking canes.
Kane's three-finger combo.
Three-finger combo.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
And this episode's just unhinged today.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah, and then Duo
Yeah.
leans over his desk as
Scrub Daddy.
Scrub Daddy gently enters Duo's tight ass and starts moving inside him. So yeah,
Your
Scrub
comment
Daddy.
is, so Scrub Daddy is the top. Yes.
Just
You
clarifying for me.
didn't figure that out when he whipped out his daddy-ness?
Well, you never know till it happens. Okay, you don't know till you know.
You don't know until the Scrub Daddy-ness is in Duo's ass.
That's pretty much, you know.
Keep on going, Daddy.
Yeah,
You're doing a great job, Duo says.
My comments in there. He really is Daddy.
Oh my god, now it makes sense. Scrub Daddy had to be a top.
Exactly,
He is Daddy. Okay, I get it. I support.
He
I
is
support
Daddy.
now.
And then
I would have taken this pairing a completely different direction.
I
but
would have too.
I
and
get the vision.
then obviously, as with all great smut, they come at the end.
Yeah.
But then the problem arises because Scrub Daddy comes all in Duo's ass, and then Duo asks him, "You didn't use any protection, did you?" And then Scrub Daddy's like, "Whoa, did he just get Duo pregnant?" And then and then Duo's just like, "Oh, let's hope it doesn't turn out bad. I love you." So is Duo?
That was quick. Didn't
What was
they
going-
just meet for a business meeting and now
Well-
he's saying I love you?
Well, yeah, but like, how do you get a pregnancy scare from like?
First in your ass. Second of all,
also-
from a sponge. Third, he's an owl. They just aren't biologically compatible. Like,
But I thought
chromosomally.
this was two males
Yeah.
having anal sex. Where in
A
this?
sponge? Wait, a sponge is a living thing. Wait.
Yeah, sponges are living things.
This changes the story completely.
They're two males. How are they having children? Or how are they having pregnancy scares?
You sound like a hater.
I'm not
You sound like a hater, bro.
I'm not a hater, but like I'm just confused about how this is happening.
It's the power of OxyClean.
That's a whole other brand.
You thought it was Mr. Clean. Wait, I need to see a picture of Mr. Clean again. I haven't seen him in a while. Where does he go? Where is he
See,
go? Where
Mr.
did he
Clean
go?
is daddy. Like that's
What the fuck?
wait, there's a new Mr. Clean? What's going on there? Okay.
Okay, Coco, how would you rate the first chapter?
To be honest, this is more fun than I've had with a lot of the other stories that we
Yeah,
had.
it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, and we got right into it. Like they went
did.
up and they were just in it. But the
It hit all the notes.
the actual like smut part of it was short, but it is also only like the first chapter. So I think I'm gonna go with I think I'll go 3.5.
Oh, that's generous. I'll go with a 3. So our average is 3.25.
Yeah.
Okay, chapter 2. Let's get into it. More duo daddy action. That's the summary by the author. Why don't you guide us through the plot of this chapter, Coco?
So the plot, if you can call it that,
There is no plot. It's
there's
just
no plot.
fucking.
It's just fucking. It's just the whole chapter is
Are they
just
still in
good
his
old fashioned sex, which is what chapter 2 is called old fashioned fun. So that's all it is. It's just some old fashioned fun.
What about it makes it old fashioned?
Well, I mean, right from the start, right? Like we have
Nothing about this is old fashioned. This is all new age.
this is all new age.
New age brands
I mean,
fucking each other.
They're honestly. So they got done. We pick up where we left off in chapter 1, right? Duo is, Scrub Daddy's dick is still in Duo's ass.
It never left.
It never left. And then as soon as he pulls back out and zips his pants up, he immediately takes it back out and rams it right back into Duo's ass. And on we go. And then...
Well, wait, you skipped one of your most important comments.
I know. I'll get to that in a second. But I just want to lay it out for the reader. We take we bring the penis right back out and right back into Duo's ass, and then
out and in and out and in.
And then at the end of the chapter, I'm pretty sure the dick is still in Duo's ass. So that's the gist of the chapter.
Scrub Daddy comes and then they say "I love you" to each other. That's the whole plot.
So let's go back to the top of the chapter.
Yeah, let's start from the top. Let's go.
So as I said, their bodies were still pressed together, and Duo could still feel Scrub Daddy in him, all of him. So I guess he wasn't too small if Duo could still feel him inside.
Do you think his sponge extends when it gets wet? Like,
it
those
absorbs.
dinosaurs that grow from pills into full sponge dinosaurs.
Yeah, I guess so. He fills up with the fluid, or enlarges with the fluid. Scrub Daddy, according to Duo, Scrub Daddy was the man of his dreams, and he wanted to have his children. Dude, he just met the sponge. Like, this is the first.
This is a lot.
This is day one, right? I mean, Duo's
I guess when you know, you know.
Duo's a little unhinged, in my opinion, but who am I to judge? Yeah, so Scrub Daddy, the
only thing I want is you.
He
all
zips
of
his,
you, Duo says.
So yeah, Scrub Daddy, takes his member out and zips his pants back up. But then Duo's like, the only thing I want is you, all of you, And so in my head at the moment, I was like, oh, he wants a, sponge dick and all. And immediately, next paragraph, it's like, Scrub Daddy takes his dick out and slams himself into Duo. I was like, yep, that's exactly what Duo wanted was.
Scrub Daddy's a slammer. Scrub Daddy weighs like 0.001 ounces. How's he slamming anything?
That's the only way they feel the force is if he slams. Yes.
Duo's like, what is that breeze that just entered my asshole?
Oh, I love your little comments right there.
What did his his rough sponge surface is what makes him so. I personally have a Scrub Daddy that I use every day.
Ooh.
No, not like that. I promise. On my pots and pans. Oh my God, this never mind.
You're using that Scrub Daddy every day.
What was I getting at? Oh, the rough surface. I feel like that would be abrasive to the tissue that's in an asshole.
Have you ever checked an owl's asshole? Dude, do you know?
Maybe I will experiment with shoving my Scrub Daddy up my ass.
Well, he is lubed up still.
True. Oh, he's like drenched in. He's super sad. Like we said, he's super saturated.
He's drenched in lube.
Okay. What? It hurt, yet it felt so nice.
There's a little pain component in there.
Duo said, Duo lets out a loud whimper. It hurt, yet it felt so nice. So I commented there that Duo likes a little pleasure with the pain. Maybe that's why his lessons are so.
You fast forward a
painful.
couple paragraphs, and it literally says he was like, Scrub Daddy understands. Duo likes it rough.
Yeah. I didn't know Duo was a freak like that. Actually, I did know. Duo is like the most unhinged mascot out of all the brands. Like, of course he'd be a freak.
And then we have Scrub Daddy telling him, "Oh, you're such a good boy, aren't you?" Like,
okay, but I commented here that like I thought Duo was the one, canonically was the one who gave praise. Like that's the whole point of like Duolingo is like he praises you the whole time.
Maybe he praises you the whole time because he wants praise in return. That's his kink coming out.
Okay, he gives the love he wants to receive.
Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do when you're trying to figure out people's love languages. You're like, oh, what do they naturally tend to do for you? And then you're supposed to do it back to them.
Interesting. I didn't think I would learn a lot about love from Duolingo. Duolingo or Scrub Daddy Smut.
Duo and Scrub Daddy Smut. And then
Scrub Daddy says, well, isn't someone having fun? who would have thought I'd be fucking the CEO right now? And then I was like, I thought Duo was the mascot, not
This
the
is
CEO.
this has got to be alternate universe.
This is totally AU, where they have clothes, they have Scrub Daddy has hands and a dick, a sponge dick.
and Duo's the CEO.
Yeah, Duo's the fucking CEO.
And then right after that.
Oh God, I'm gonna come. Duo screams as he comes all over the desk.
So in the first chapter, I guess Duo hadn't come yet. It was,
I thought he did. Oh, Scrub
it
Daddy.
was just
only came.
Scrub Daddy that came inside
Wow,
Duo.
how selfish of him.
But now we got Duo finally coming all over the desk.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, mutual pleasure is always hot. We're
Yeah.
into that. And then
Scrub Daddy says, I want to change positions. I want to see your face up close. Which I thought, imagine you stuck your face right up against the Duolingo Owl mascot.
dude, imagine
That would be terrifying.
imagine having your face right up against Scrub Daddy with his holes for eyes.
like a giant. It would have to be a giant Scrub Daddy. Because
Well, you would see right through him. Not even metaphorically, like literally you could see through the eyeballs.
This whole time I've been
Eye holes.
imagining a normal sized Duolingo Owl mascot costume with a ginormous Scrub Daddy. But what if Scrub Daddy was his actual size in real life this whole time?
So Duo's just small?
No, Duo's ginormous and Scrub Daddy's the size of my palm.
So is he stuffing himself in completely? What is going on?
So maybe the dick isn't a problem because maybe it's just really tiny.
But
We never got a size confirmation. They didn't even put a banana for scale.
I don't know if we're gonna get a size confirmation here.
Okay, anyways.
But we do have Duo sitting on Scrub Daddy's dick and riding him and seeing his face full of desperation and satisfaction. So I mean, there's room to ride.
Yeah.
The impression here.
All right.
And
His dick had to be big because it would just snap off.
I don't know the
It
physics
wasn't.
of this. But I mean, it's got to be big enough for Duo to fall in love with Scrub Daddy's dick. So it's big enough.
It's big enough for government work.
And then,
for CEO
now
work.
we have Scrub Daddy finally saying, I love you.
Duolingo says, I love you too.
Yeah, so,
Kissing him once more.
That's
a romantic ending.
they're into day one. They're still in day one.
They move faster than lesbians.
They move real fast.
All right, that's chapter 2. What do you think about chapter 2? What's your rating?
I'll go 3 out of 5 for this one. Because there was no build up, no ending.
was just fucking.
It was just fucking, and it was
Pure smut.
Pure smut. I would have loved a little bit more detail, a little more just depth to the story. But it was fun. It was a fun read. 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one. I think I'm gonna give this one a 2, just because most of the interesting stuff was in the exposition in the first chapter. I feel like that it would have been better if they had more stuff like that.
Okay, so that's an
Second
average
chapter.
score of 2.5
Yeah, 2.5.
for chapter 2 of I'm Glad You Came.
Nice. All right, Coco. We have an ending to this story. We feel a little robbed because there's no fucking smut.
Yeah,
in
a
the
little
end.
bit.
So let's go through this.
Okay.
So what's the plot here?
So chapter 3 is titled Mascot Intervention. So basically, chapter 1 and 2 happened on the same day. But now we're fast forwarding a few months, and all of a sudden we find out that night was just a one-time thing. And
so this chapter, a couple months pass, and we start with Scrub Daddy's point of view, where Scrub Daddy misses Duolingo Owl.
Yeah.
Duo. But Duo is like not calling or texting back. So Scrub Daddy's like, what the fuck? He ghosted me.
But they have 2 kids now.
Yeah, they have 2 kids. So Duo kind of is responsible and needs to be replying to him. And then at the end, it switches to Duo's perspective, and there's a little twist that we can wait to reveal. And then, all right, do you want to break this thing down? Let's break it down.
Let's go through it.
Okay, so some months later, it starts with Scrub Daddy's point of view.
Yeah, so Scrub Daddy's heartbroken by the fact he can't see his beloved Duolingo, so they're not really together.
They have 2 children. They're beautiful. One a sponge like their dad.
And the other is an owl.
Wait, the sentence says their 2 children are beautiful. A sponge like their dad, but an owl like their parent. Does that mean both of them resemble a sponge and an owl?
Maybe they're owl shaped.
Yeah,
sponges?
owl shaped sponge material.
Maybe.
I don't understand that sentence fully.
I don't either.
Needs more information.
I love your comment for Duo didn't even care to call her text. It was painful.
And I said deadbeat Duo. But Duo was the one supposedly that carried them.
Yeah.
So they carried them, shat them out on Scrub Daddy's doorstep or porch.
And then booked it.
Without a word.
And then we have Scrub Daddy who's just like venting to Scrub Mommy. And they're just complaining about how, Duo doesn't have time for them and anything.
Is she Scrub Stepmommy now?
I guess so. But yeah, Duo's apparently out there posting bikini pics and tweeting that they're dating Taylor Swift, of all people. But doesn't have time for the babies.
What happened to Dua Lipa? I thought Duo had the hots for Duo. Was she just not into him?
I mean,
I wouldn't be either. Taylor Swift, I will withhold that comment.
I'll withhold that comment too. But yeah, so I guess seemingly to Scrub Daddy, Duo's just moved on. So Scrub Mommy then suggests you might need to sue them for child support if you want to capture their attention. Referring to
commented Duo would crush Scrub Daddy in a legal battle.
Probably, honestly.
He has the power of every single language.
But then Scrub Daddy goes and to fight his legal team to fight this case is Teletubbies.
This was ridiculous. I didn't even think that was funny. I was like, this is just fucking ridiculous.
No, it's just ridiculous. But I thought it was funny. They're like, that's such a random pick. There's it's the Teletubbies are gonna fight the case.
It was too ridiculous for me. It gave me the ick. They didn't talk about the Teletubbies again at all.
Yeah, but so they create this plan called the Mascot Intervention, which is also the title of the chapter. And then so they come up with this plan, and then the story switches to the day before, and now we are in Duo's point of view.
Yeah, so on the flip side, Duo was unable to speak with Scrub Daddy this whole time, not because he didn't want to, but because the company decided that they didn't want Duo being a parent because the quote-unquote single agenda gave the company more revenue. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about when they decided they could make more money by making the Scrub Mommy line.
Yeah, but that's a different company.
Oh, wait, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I misunderstood that completely.
Yeah, so Duo is...
Yes.
Duo's a different company.
But how? They could make... instead of Duolingo, they could make Duolinga.
You do know there's more languages in Duolingo than just Spanish, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying they can make a female owl.
Maybe that's not what they wanted, though.
What did they want?
They apparently wanted
the single agenda.
They had the
that was a cop out by the author. I disagree with that. I said question how.
To the company, Duo was nothing but an image that they could that could be used in any way they wanted, and they wanted Duo to be dating Taylor Swift and posting bikini pics.
Oh, right. Okay, you're right. You're never mind. I am wrong. The author and Coco are right. The company does make more money with the single agenda because then Duo could hit on Dua Lipa and Taylor Swift.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it now. Okay.
And then when Duo tried to see Scrub Daddy, the company put in a restraining order in place.
Are they allowed to do that?
Apparently.
Is it like some contract Duo signed?
I guess Duo's just in a really bad contract. And then, the company told told Duo that Scrub Daddy had put a restraining order in place. So they've just been gaslighting Duo this entire time. So,
shit.
Yeah, so
evil corporation.
Exactly. So it's like the company's evil, and they're keeping the two of them apart.
They're keeping them star-crossed lovers. I commented forbidden lovers.
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, I see that comment now. But then all of a sudden, one day, Duo's just chilling there when he sees a bright yellow sponge walk into his office,
followed by his whole legal team of Teletubbies. Supposedly, but we don't get to that point because it says to be continued. Because that's a lie. I mean, that's a lie.
There are no more
chapters. So they just leave us on this cliffhanger.
So, yeah. So
is it a cliffhanger or a happy ending?
If Nori Wagon, you're listening,
we want more.
We want more.
I'm begging for it. I'm on this wagon, Nori Wagon. Let's go. Ready for chapter 4.
So.
Yeah.
Cinnamon.
Yeah. Coco.
How did you feel about chapter 3 of our...
If we're talking purely in terms of Chili Peppers, there was no heat.
Yeah, this was a 0.
Especially the fact that they ended the fic on that. They should have just ended the fic on chapter 2 if they were going to end it. So I'll give that one a 1. No. 1.
I'm going to go with a 0 on this one.
Damn.
Hey, this is a smut podcast.
You're right.
I want some smut.
You're right.
Or at least some sort of,
They should be grateful we even read that one on here.
Yeah, I was a little
disappointed just deleted that.
3. So,
but people had to know the story.
True. So that was a 0 and a 1 for chapter 3.
Average of 0.5 chili peppers.
0.5 chili peppers. And for all 3 chapters,
it's like 6 point, or Jesus Christ, math, 2.08 average.
Okay, so
I'm kind of taking an average of an average, but we're just gonna let that slide.
That's fine. Let's just call it a
2.08.
2.08.
Damn, that's pretty rough. I mean, for chili peppers though, chili pepper wise, yeah, it's about a 2. But like pure entertainment value, like that's probably like a 4.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. So yeah, but yeah, I agree. 2 chili peppers
Yeah.
is about pretty much where.
But chili peppers is like sexiness.
True. And that's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. Are we though? I really like laughing at this shit and then rating it low to feel superior. I'm just kidding.
I mean, it's not like we could write it any better. So
no, yeah.
Definitely not.
No, it's great.
But yeah, I had fun with this one. I would love to read more similar fics out there, just to keep us on our toes.
Yeah, honestly, the worst scoring ones have been the most fun. Like, it's like there's an inverse relationship between chili peppers and entertainment value, like humor. Like
maybe we should
funny.
have like
we should do a mix of
we
funny and
should have a
sexy.
chili pepper score, and then we should just have a normal like star, like entertainment like star score.
Okay, star score. Yeah, all right. Well, so our star score we're saying is 4?
We're saying 4 for this one, yeah.
Okay, I like that. I'm gonna sneeze.
But yeah, so with a chili pepper score of
2
and a star score of 4, this was I'm Glad You Came by Nori Wagon from Archive of Our Own. So please go ahead and check them out.
Now it's time for some aftercare.
Was it good for you, baby? Like it was good for me?